You are the mother frickin' sun, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And this is what you're stepping into. The horse is the year of the horse. We're stepping into, it's the flaming horse, right? Fire, sun. Y'all, I get passionate, so, welcome. Did you feel it? Did you feel it in your bones? You feel it in your soul? You felt it in your body? I'm a passionate son of a gun.
Welcome to I Am Her, where spiritual meets spicy, F-bombs meet forgiveness, and shadow work occasionally throws glitter.
Welcome, everyone, to I Am Her, episode number 13. Now we're in the teens. We moved quickly from tween to teen.
Okay, but also, did you know that some hotels don't have a 13th floor?
Also, airplanes don't have a 13th row.
Superstitious.
That's a little fun fact, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yes.
Anywho, I am Emmy.
And I am Thylene.
And we are so glad you are here with us.
Yes, we are.
On this wonderful, wonderful evening.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll tell you about what I did today. Noteworthy.
Nothing to write home about.
So, I mean, just little things. I finished one landing page.
Boom.
I created another one.
Holler.
Made some edits on another one.
Nice.
Now, mind you, this was all after my 9-to-5er.
Mm-hmm. Just killing it.
I'm just killing it. Killing time.
Yeah.
I made some pretty hefty life choices. I can't really get into them yet, but
we'll get there.
I'm really excited for them. So stay tuned on that. I'm super duper excited about the direction that life is taking us. And yeah, that's all I can say about it right now, but just know it's very exciting.
That deserves a sound effect.
That does deserve a sound effect. Thank you very much. Oh, how about this one though? This actually applies more.
Yeah.
That's more applicable to the life changes that are coming up. So
I agree. I concur.
A little hint. You just go with that. So
yeah.
What about
you? Between the lines. For me, your girl was not feeling good yesterday and this morning, but I think I've got my tea and I'm recovering well. Just had to give my body that time. I think that there's a lot of changes happening and I had to give my body that time to adjust. And sometimes we adjust hugging porcelain, and the body does what the body needs. The body always keeps the score. So, I'm just grateful to be feeling human and ready for whatever is brought to me for tomorrow. I've got a lot of really good things happening in the hopper. I have my product that I did receive today. I'm so excited to introduce that. If you don't notice, my skin may or may not be freaking glowing. And so I would love to share products, as we get into things. Super excited. My studio in home will open hopefully next month. Given that everything goes as planned, but it is what it is. We adjust when we need to. So a lot of great things happening. Just glad that I am a functioning human at the moment.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were talking about, hugging the porcelain god, just reminded me back in the days when I might or might not have, drank too much. And sometimes just the cold, not necessarily like hanging out in the bathroom, but sometimes just the cold floor on your cheek when you just feel like just tossing your cookies everywhere.
Yeah.
You just lay down on the tile floor and it just feels so good on your face.
I wonder if there's anyone who hasn't experienced that. And how gross. Can you even believe the places we've been when we were younger and we just didn't care? These days, absolutely freaking not. No, you would never catch me. When I'm talking hugging porcelain, I'm at home in my own space, and this was not because of drinking, right? This was, I would like to be clear. Although no judgment, sometimes, you just gotta let loose, and our bodies have gotten a little older. And so I would argue that probably would happen a lot faster than it used to.
Yeah.
But
there's pretty sketch places, I'm telling you.
If you haven't woke up in a empty field before, then did you even live? I don't know. One time we got lost in the forest and had to call 911 because we couldn't find our way out, because we went deep in the forest for this big part. I think it was my birthday, a conjoined birthday party for 18, maybe 19. No, 17. Ooh, we were not drinking. We got lost on our way out, and we almost ran out of gas. So we were we can't guess anymore. We got to call. Just get me home so I can hug the toilet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I am such a different human. Oh, I don't even know who that was.
You know what? It makes super good stories, to look back on it and laugh, and because even though we were pretty dumb, we were young and dumb, but we had a good time. And we can talk about it now and laugh about it and be like, we just hope our kids and grandkids don't ever do that stupid shit, but we live to tell about it.
Yeah. They're so much better than us. They never will. Wink, wink.
Okay, so now let's move into Tarot Time with Thylene.
I do wish that was longer, too.
Me too.
All right. Ooh, well, let's roll with this first.
So, while you're doing that, though, may I interrupt?
Yes, ma'am.
Your regularly scheduled programming for this very important message. All right, everybody. Call me a traitor if you want to. I found me a new drink of choice. Olipop.
And then I ordered them.
She did. Okay, so I have not yet had the cream soda, so this is going to be a first for all of us. But Olipop it says, supports digestive health. A new kind of soda. 2 grams of sugar.
It's natural sugar, though, right? Not added. Look at the back.
I think it's natural sugar. This is a little baby can, by the way, so I'm trying to read it, and my eyes, I can't. So I'll have to get back to you on that.
Take a picture and send it to me. I got you.
But here we go.
Ooh. Okay, taste it. I need to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love a good cream soda, and this is freaking good.
And that stuff has prebiotics, right?
I think I'm taking.
You can't read it,
and I'm texting it to you because.
Okay, do it, and I'll tell everyone.
I took a picture of the nutrition facts and then the ingredients.
I love how dedicated we are to this.
I know, but I'm not sorry that I traded. You know, I still love me some LaCroix, but so I did have the apple flavor of the Olipop, and it was super duper good. But I love all apple things, though. I like apple cider, apple juice, you know, hard apple cider. I like it all. So I'm not surprised
Okay,
you love that one.
so it does have 2 added sugars. So not a fan of that. But 2 is pretty good compared to the amount in my Starbucks coffee in the morning. So
Oh, for freaking
that's probably like 110 because of all the crap I add to it. It's not just like, but it does have a lot of fiber, which is why I think it's a prebiotic.
Yeah. What does it say? 6 grams in the little tiny can. Only 30 calories. So, yeah. But anywho,
We're getting, we can't, together, we are literally like squirrel, like together. We need to get better at that. Okay. So I guess I don't know if I ever fully explained myself on who, what, where, when, why I do readings.
you touched on it a little bit when we had Alyssa on. You were talking about how she wanted you to know that you had this gift and you were
Yes.
pretty much in denial.
For a long time.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I talked about like collectively. And I do readings for people like one-on-one. So if you want a reading, drop a comment or reach out on any of our platforms. But collectively, there's an energy, like a beehive, if you will. And we're all a part of this beehive. And when I do readings collectively, this is like high level bird's eye view energy. And what you're meant to do is to hear it, interpret it for yourself, and apply it in your life to what's going on. To rise to the level of the frequency of the bigger energy for the collective. And that is channeled, that's like directly channeled, explanation wise, but also can be really like a mind fuck. So I'll continue to talk about things, talk through things. And of course, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us on our website or any of our platforms. But I felt called to like touch on that because every time we come on and do an episode, I use words that are connected and channeled that sometimes seem a little off to people if they haven't been around us or around spiritual healing for a long time, like if it's newer to them. And I do think of myself as a bridge. So I do want to make sure that I continue to continue on that bridge, to bridge the gap as I grow, if that makes sense.
My husband calls it shop talk because he said it's for the people that have evolved and gone through their transformation, and the people that have not are back on level 1 and we're on level 10.
Yeah.
They might not
like a video game. Yes. Yeah. So I always want to make sure that I keep that door open even as I grow, because we grow every day. And just really let people know, like, no question is a dumb question, you know? And we're all here to learn and grow. And also, this may not resonate for you. Like, this information that I give, you may be like, I'm in a totally different place. That's okay. Sometimes you hear something and it doesn't happen for a while. It's kind of like a planted seed, and then something happens and you're like, oh, that is where it connects, right? So it just hasn't happened yet. Or maybe it just doesn't resonate and it's for a friend. Maybe you like meet someone or you know someone at work and you're like, oh, I remember we talked about this and your situation sounds a lot like that. So maybe you're meant to hear it in that context. But if you're here today and at the time of this recording, it's obviously not when you hear it. But when you do hear it, that is when you are meant to receive. So I could go on for days and days and days about that, but I'm not going to. Lucky you. And I'm going to get into the cards that I pulled. So we have Queen of Pentacles. The Queen energy is large, Marge. She is just so nurturing and so, what are you laughing at?
Large Marge. It reminds me of a Garbage Pail Kid.
Oh, really? Because it reminds me of Harry Potter. When the ant blows up and she flies away. But also it was, large Marge was like a saying like way back when I was a kid. So I don't necessarily even know what it means, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe chat that while I finish.
Okay.
So, because I am curious. So the Queen of Pentacles, so Pentacles is typically like monetary money. So this is huge. This is like, it's nurturing and abundance. So you're a natural giver and you value your comfort and your stability. And you're able to provide for those around you. But I think in this, it also means like, I'm trying to feel it out. I really feel like this right now is like, can also be attached to good business sense. I think a lot of us are stepping into the business world. Like it's like side gig. I keep hearing side gig. Like we all have like typically a main job, but we're seeing beyond that right now. The collective is ready to move into this new space where we're just so abundant in all of the things. But this, I feel like this is very much tied to your business sense. And then I got the Five of Wands, and Wands is movement, right? But the Five of Wands is like conflict. So you may be feeling some type of energy that's like trying to tamp down or like cap you in some way or limit you. But this also can be outside conflict too, where the people around you just may not agree with you. It's like you have this bright idea and everyone's around you is like kind of shooting it down. And that's kind of why they say, like, keep your stuff to yourself until it happens. Because when other people talk, they talk you down off the pedestal you just put yourself on. And that's actually kind of a negative way to talk because pedestals are typically seen as like a negative thing. This isn't that. This is you putting yourself on a whole new frequency, a whole new level of opening your mind, and you're so excited to be there. And then the people around you are kind of the ones that you need to like, not necessarily like get rid of, but to kind of like protect your energy. Don't take their opinion for what it is, because at the moment, your energy is the most important thing that you have. First, your mind, open your mind, but your energy and your feelings are what is. This is the mechanism that makes things move, which is what the wands are. And if you let the people around you clamp down on that energy and like, you know, it's what I'm hearing, womp womp, like, you know, and it's like you get to this point and then people are like, example, I have to give you an example because I feel like I'm rambling and it's not making sense. An example, I wanted to do real estate. I was working for Comcast at the time. Everybody was like, you're going to quit your really stable job you've been at for 7 years? Yeah, Rob, I am. And I already went through every bad thing that could happen and still made that decision for myself and my family. And yes, it's terrifying, but I still made that decision. Thank you for reminding me of all of those reasons why I shouldn't. I really appreciate that. But trust me, I didn't just make this decision. I really thought about it. And I already overcame that obstacle. And now Rob is bringing that back in front of my face. And then your energy kind of goes, oh yeah, right? And then you have to work to raise your frequency back up to the excitement that you had before. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that was a lot, but we got there. And the last card is the Sun. Now, if you're able to, control that energy. If you're able to stay in your Queen of Pentacle, deep intuition, deep knowing, deep business sense, right? Everything that you've worked for is for you. Everything that happened to you happened for you to get to this point so that you can make these decisions. Don't let outside noise get in your way, because the sun is the end, baby. The sun is where you just, your light just explodes. And that's what we're going into in January. Y'all, actually, it's more like February, but we're transferring to the year of the freaking horse, dude. This is freedom. This is you breaking free of all the societal pressures in your life and being everything that you're meant to be. It was all for this moment, babe. All of it. You are the sun. This is all of your success. This is all of your joy. This is everything coming to that point. You're experiencing a time of happiness and abundance, which is tied to, this is how the cards came out. Okay. So you have your queen energy, and then you have the conflict right in the middle where you feel this. And then you're like, then everybody's like, what are you doing, bruh? And you're like, damn it, I'm the sun. Don't make me blind you. Cause I will.
Come at
Don't
me, bro.
test me. Don't test me, Rob. Whoever Rob is. I made up fictional characters because I'm not going to tell you who actually told me that. But like, I'm so serious. I feel like hyphy right now because I feel like the collective needs to hear. Listen to your queen inside energy. Do not let the people around you affect the decisions that you make, because they don't pay your bills, right? They don't do your laundry. Sometimes my filter comes in, which is really good. I have enough wisdom to be like, not that one.
But sometimes not also.
I mean, if it was meant to be, it would have been. You are the sun. You are the mother frickin' sun. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And this is what you're stepping into. The horse is the year of the horse. We're stepping into, it's the flaming horse, right? Fire, sun. Y'all, we're about to do it. It's about to go down. Get ready.
No, that's the wrong one.
I cannot. I wish those were longer. We need a dance party.
Jeez.
That was fabulous.
Yeah.
Y'all, I get passionate, so, welcome.
Welcome. Well, thank you for that wonderful tarot time with Thylene.
Did you feel it? Did you feel it in your bones? You feel it in your soul? You felt it in your body?
I felt your passion.
Yeah, good, because I'm a passionate son of a gun.
Yeah.
Passion for days. All right, Em, over to you for...
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Soul Word segment. I don't have a sound effect.
Not that one.
Not that one. Awesome. Maybe that one.
And no, try again. You need something better. You're better than that, Em. We don't settle over here, okay?
Well, you work with what you got sometimes. You just got to go with the flow.
No, ma'am.
Ooh, that was a slap.
Ouch. That hurt my soul. I felt that in my face. No, it's got to be like a theme moment.
Yeah. I got to think of something. Maybe the Facts of Life theme song or something.
Yes.
Something. Golden Girls.
Golden Girls. I love them.
Golden Girls today.
Hell yeah, you are.
All right. So we're going to take it back a little bit, and we're going to start with some new soul words because we're moving into soul word cycle number 2. So, today's word is detach. Also detachment. So,
I just got soul chills.
Detach for me isn't about like walking away from people or like blowing up my life into a whole other sphere. It's about finally letting go of the things that keep dragging me back into the old versions of myself, because this is something I've really struggled with, especially recently. But to detach for me personally, it's not carrying the identities that I did out of obligation and guilt, and I'm not proving my worth to anyone anymore. So I have to detach myself from the person that was doing that, and I'm not holding on to stories that I've already healed from in the past. Now, I say that loosely because I do still talk about the things I went through because it is a part of me, but I don't hold on to them in the sense of I still am living in that place. Now I can relay them as past experiences instead of feeling it as I'm telling the story, if that makes sense. So that's what detachment means to me, is just completely pulling yourself out of that. And it's telling myself that I'm allowed to outgrow people and situations without apologizing for it and without explaining myself as to why, So detachment in a nutshell, I don't attach my peace or my power or my self-worth to how anyone else shows up or how anyone else expects me to show up. I live my life for me. And so that's what detachment means to me, is this: I'm choosing my own timeline and my own healing. So whatever detachment looks like for you, we're going to start back at step 2, basically, because I just gave you the word, which is step 1 of the cycle. So step 2 is the free write. So you just write raw. You don't edit. Just get all your thoughts out. Just throw some F-bombs down if you need to. Just get the shit out. Get it on paper. And just let it flow. So there's that.
Woot woot. That was amazing. So now we're getting into
the meat of the episode.
Well, we have to find a different word. It's still not working for me.
Well, we can't say the guts. We can't say the meat. The epicenter,
the heart.
The heart. That's boring. We'll think about it, but today it's the meat.
We will think about it. So today I want to talk about stepping into the new year and redefining failure and embracing new beginnings based on failure, right? Because to me, what I'm learning now, so I was today years old, really, when I really realized what I've been saying the last however many years, which is I do say all the time and truly believe that everything happens for us, not to us. But I still had this negative energy connection with the word failure. And so I really want to talk about that today. And just the same way that we think about money, and money is a piece of paper, but the energy around it, like how you use it and how you feel when you use it, is what makes it what it is. Otherwise, I almost ripped this, but I need this. I wanted to like rip it and be like, it's just a piece of paper, but I do need this. And so failure is the same thing, right? The energy around the word is what makes it what it is. So if you need to rename it, I mean, we were talking about some names earlier, right? Like,
yeah.
Obviously you can use like growth opportunity or like progress insight, but I was like, man, what's like a more feminine type touch to it, right? Because we're very that.
I want you to say the one about the graceful falling or whatever it was.
Graceful pivot.
Oh yeah, the graceful pivot.
Yes. But it's like blossom breakthrough or like elegance insight. Now, I'm not in love with any of these. The point is, though, that if renaming what it is gets rid of the energy that's been connected to it since you were like learned to talk, then rename it. Because that's essentially what you're doing is reconfiguring the word and adjusting it in your life. Another way that you can do that is through affirmations or here, I'll grab one. Hold on.
While you're doing that, I just want to backtrack just slightly and off subject. Large Marge actually was a character in Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, so okay.
She was a truck driver and she gave Pee Wee Herman a ride.
That's so funny. So what I have here is all of the affirmations. Now, all of these are in categories by money, relationship, attraction, and self-love. And then the monthly, this was October's affirmation anchor of the month. And so you've got, it says, "Which you got this. I'm casting spells of confidence, peace, and magic everywhere I go." And so the idea is that this is on like your mirror in your bathroom, right? Like this is display. Although if you wanted it here and this is where you look every day, fine. But the idea is that like you're brushing your teeth and you're like either saying them in your head or when you get done with your morning routine, you say them before you leave the bathroom, right? So you say, "I'm worthy of wealth and prosperity. Money flows to me with ease and grace." Now, I could create a section for rewriting words, right? And saying them in sentences that change your perception of what that word is. So I'm going to put that on like side burner and try to figure that out. But my point is that when you say something over and over, you retrain your mind. And can you look up how many days? I forget, like how many days to create a habit. I think it's 21. But I'm not.
Days. Mm-hmm.
Is it? Okay. So for 21 days, if you say a different word for failure, or you use the word failure in a more positive sentence, you could change your mindset around failure. Okay, we're going to move on from that. But that was a big point, something that I definitely wanted to talk about. Because failure isn't a bad word. If you don't fail, then you don't grow. There has to be a bottom line for everything, how we start. So, Em, can you tell me, like, what's an example of something that you thought you failed at and then it actually turned into something, like, really cool or, like, exciting?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is the most recent thing, but I think it's probably when I wrote my first book because I was convinced it was done all wrong. I didn't think I did any of it right. I was just kind of, well, here it is, and then I started to get really good feedback on it. And again, it comes back to we are our own worst critic. So we think we fail when in reality, nobody sees what we think we fail at because, when you fall 7 times, you still get up 8. It's kind of the old adage of, you've made it through every single one of your bad days. So yes. That's the one that comes to my mind is I thought I completely bombed that. But I didn't because what I thought I failed at, nobody else even noticed. So I think it's important to also understand that this is something I learned many years ago and it's recently come back into my brain, but failure is not the opposite of success. A lot of people say it is, but failure is actually a part of success because you don't know the good until you go through the shit.
Yeah.
So failing forward moments are, every time you have one of them, it's a step closer to the breakthrough. So that's important to remember.
For sure. And so for me, one thing that comes to mind is like back before I really dove into real estate, my job went away. And I thought, and I went for a different job that was with the same company, and they turned me down. And I'm not used to that. Like, I'm a little bit of an overachiever, and I don't fail. Like, failure isn't an option is kind of what I was taught. Now, whether I kind of taught myself or if that was just the example that was led before me and I kind of deducted from that as I grew up, that's really what it was. But I was also a gymnast, and there's only one number one spot. There's only one winner of the whole meet, right? And so for me, failure wasn't an option. And when they said no, it rocked me because I didn't get no a lot. That wasn't a thing for me. And so when that didn't happen for me, I thought that I was an absolute failure. I was so embarrassed. And then I had to tell my family and my husband at the time, and like, I didn't get it. And I was mortified. More than upset, I was mortified. But if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have even considered real estate. And if I didn't consider real estate, I wouldn't have made my first $100,000. And if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have believed that I could have gone for anything else that I've gone through. And also, I wouldn't even be in Washington. I would have never moved up here if I hadn't gone through that whole process, right? And I could go on and on and on and on throughout the last 5 years of my life. That wouldn't exist because of one thing that happened to me that I thought I failed at.
Well, that just it goes to prove, every failure is a step closer to your breakthrough, because had you not gone through those things, you wouldn't have what you have. That's like when people ask me, if you could go back and change anything in your life. The answer is fuck no, because even the hard shit that I've gone through in my life and the times I probably didn't even want to wake up sometimes, that got me where I am right now. Mm-hmm. So no, I wouldn't change any of it.
Yep. Like in interviews, they always ask that. Like, if you could go back to one time in your life, and my answer, even before I started healing, my answer was like, absolutely not. Like, all of those things happen for me now. I wouldn't change any. I mean, do I wish some of it wasn't as painful? Like, absolutely. Like, could you take it a little easy like the next 10 years? That'd be great. But like, no, I wouldn't change it,
Yeah. No, I mean, I used to say, silly, petty things like, I wish I would have met my ex-husband, that type of stuff. That was just the first thing that came to my head. But you know what? In reality, I don't ever wish that, because I have beautiful children. I have beautiful grandchildren. So nothing I've been through, I would ever change, so it's all about changing your mindset. One of the things that I like to say is pivot, which comes from Friends, if nobody guessed that. Also, another one is, well, that didn't go as planned. And then, another one that I've recently started saying every now and then, and I'm starting to say it more and more, and is, oops, well, I guess that was just a practice round, because, the more you do it, the better you get. You're not just going to do it once and say, oh, it didn't work. I remember I have a family member that would try something once or twice and, oh, didn't work. I'm not going to keep doing that, when it comes to losing weight or, whatever the situation is. Seriously.
Nope.
You can't drink one glass of water and say drinking water doesn't help. So yeah.
What I would love to kind of wrap up the failure piece on, if I can, is how cool would it be if you had this understanding of failure, kind of how we just went through it. And it's like, okay, the failure happens and then time happens. And then we're able to look at it for what it is and be grateful for it later. And that's kind of how in society we talk about it. But how cool would it be if while you're failing, you're also grateful for it as you're failing, not later when you heal? And how cool would it be if you're failing and you're feeling the grief of the fail, but you also see it for what it is and the beauty of that failure in the moment of the fail? It's not easy, but I can't do it every time. But I can tell you that in my failures now, and for those of you that aren't watching the video piece, I put that in air quotes. I sometimes can fail and feel so grateful that the fail happened in the moment and that doesn't mean that I know where it's going. It just means that I know that this isn't meant for me. And while I cry, I'm also so grateful because this or something better. What if you could feel that joy a lot sooner? Right? What if you didn't have to wait months and years until you heal to feel the beauty of it? I don't know about you, Em, but I have started to, in the last, I would say 6 months, be able to break so wholly and I call it break beautifully. It's when you break and you are so devastated and you're so broken, but you feel so good within the break. And I don't know how to fully explain it. So all I'm saying is that the next time you hit this deep, dark moment of failure, open yourself up a little bit bigger. Open your capacity up. Like picture yourself as a bird flying over whatever's happening and look at the picture for what it is. Look at how far you came to even get to that moment. Break beautifully. Cry, but also know this too shall pass. And be so grateful for the moments that brought you there. Like I said, I can't do it every time. Some grief is so overbearing that you can only feel grief in those moments, and that's okay too. I'm just proposing another perspective of grief, of failure. And I hope that that resonates and that anyone watching this or listening to this can at least plant the seed. And then the next time they break, remember this conversation.
So that's kind of funny that you talk about breaking beautifully, because the next tattoo I want actually says beautifully broken.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Listen, I am kind of psychic and I'm working on meditating more so I can be more psychic, because I think that's my answer. I keep saying, why can't I know things quicker or like more fully? And I'm like, I know I need to meditate more. Anyway, is that the tattoo that you're getting instead?
Yeah, I think that's the tattoo that's the
Wait,
next
can we
one I
get
want, so.
Okay, so can we do it in January? I'll get one with you.
Yeah, let's do
We
it.
can do it in Orlando?
Yeah.
Ah, yes, I'm so excited. Now my Pinterest is going to go up, like the tattoo folder is going to go up by like 100.
I have a photo album on my phone, like a tattoo photo album.
Oh my gosh. And
so I can have it everywhere I go. So
do you know Pinterest is on your phone wherever you go?
Well, yeah, but it's just easier.
And it doesn't take up your memory like that.
Pull up my photo album, so it's fine.
It's just as easy to pull up an album. Okay, I'll let it go. I'll let it go this time. We're going to talk about this. We are revisiting this at a later date.
You got it. So talking about beautifully broken and
yes,
being grateful. So stage number 7 of the cocoon butterfly method is give it thanks.
Yes.
And it is a process to get to that point to where you can find the beauty and be grateful for what you've gone through. And before I knew, before I started helping Alyssa curate the cocoon butterfly method, when I wrote my book, my first book, my memoir, I put a chapter at the very end, the very last chapter, or one of the last chapters, I should say, talks about the gratitude I feel for everything that I was put through. And it took me a fucking long time to get there, because you don't see it when you're in it,
But and you could. That's my point.
You could, but I did not because it was so heavy. So I am grateful for the shit because had it been any other way, life wouldn't be where it is right now, if that makes sense.
So where I am in my life is that I don't necessarily see it as shit, right? It feels like shit. We can't deny that. But I'm starting to shift my perspective in some instances. Sometimes shit is shit and shit is just shit, So I don't want to say like toot my own horn and all the things, but in some moments, I literally can be feeling two things at once, which is not in all of the self-helpery books that I read, and I've read a lot, like I'm talking at least 100 in the last couple years. This is not supposed to be a thing. So when we started talking about it in our inner circle and I started to experience it, I was like, wait a sec, it literally broke my mind. It broke it for a little bit. But I think that the more we talk about it and the more we shift our perspective around it, the more experiences we can have in duality, the more rounded we can be and the quicker we can crawl out of the swamp, if you will, right? The quicker our lotus flower will bloom from the mud. That's a better version of that. So I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong or that it doesn't happen still. I'm just saying that I'm really passionate and excited about a couple of times that I've had where I just don't see it as shit. This or something better. And as I'm crying, I'm also crying at the same time because I'm so grateful for what I get to release and for the new perspective that came in because of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Just another perspective.
Well, I think that's kind of partly what I'm saying. I just don't have the right words to say it because I'm learning too that I can feel two things at once. I can be upset about something and I can feel grateful at the same time for it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of an example. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but when things happen in your life,
mm-hmm.
those opportunities where you can feel the dark and the light at the same time, I'm getting to the point now to where I'm able to be more grateful because I don't know what would have happened had it worked out.
Yeah. No, and I think that every situation is also unique. And so there's no one size fits all for anything that we're doing. As well as there's not really, even though there's self help and there's people who have gone first, who kind of are the way showers, even though that exists now, it's only meant for guidance and as a tool. So there's just no one size fits all. You never know. There's no way that I can tell you, here's the situation. If you go right, it looks like this. If you go left, it looks like this. And this is the best decision. Because nobody knows that but you and your situation. But we can talk about it and we can use the knowledge of the collective of whoever's gone first to be like, okay, here's what it looks like. What do I feel? What does my intuition say about that?
Well, and if you do end up going the wrong way and it turns out to be kind of a mucky situation, then it comes back to, oh, well, it didn't work out that time. Now it's time to try something else. That comes back to the whole
thing. And that comes back to, well, not only that, but there's no wrong answer. So that is something that I recently experienced in this move, is that I didn't know there was 2 houses. One I really, really wanted, but hadn't got approval on yet. And one I had approval on yet, or had approval on, but didn't necessarily align 100% with it as far as wants, right? But both were beautiful options. I'm in an apartment, yo. House or house. What a beautiful problem to have, right? And so I had to really take a step back, right? That bird's eye view, and say, wow, can you believe that I'm stumped over 2 beautiful homes, right? And I had to breathe through that. And it turned out exactly how it was meant. The house that I wanted, I'm now moving into. But on the other side of that, if I were to move into that other house, I still would have won. And even though that's kind of maybe a bad example because they're 2 really great options, but even when the option turns out and it's not exactly like how you're saying, you turn left instead of following your intuition, you get in an accident. Not great. Maybe 2 years later, you get a payout and you're able to go on a trip with your kids, or I don't know, right? I'm just saying, everything happens for you, even if you don't understand it in the moment. And if you can start seeing that in the moment and accepting that this is meant for me for some reason, your perspective changes and your life changes, because the amount of gratefulness that you carry and the energy that you emit into the world for yourself and then for the collective is unstoppable in this world. It really is. It will change your life.
Yeah, it will change your life. And I just wanted to throw this out. If anybody listening or watching feels like this is clear as mud, it might not be something that you have learned to experience yet, because,
or have the capacity for.
Like I said, it took me a super, super long time to feel grateful for everything that I went through, because it was super, super difficult. And like I said earlier, there were times when I didn't want to wake up the next morning because it was so fucking hard.
Me too.
So don't feel like you're lost or you're behind or anything like that, because you're
exactly where you're meant to be.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, and you took the words out of my mouth.
Sorry.
That's
Sometimes
okay.
I need to just shut up and let him talk.
Thank you, because I was just going to be like, duh, what do I say?
I really feel like this is so fantastic to talk about, especially going into the new year, because this is the time where we kind of look back and reflect. And I feel like 2025 we thought was going to be like the icing on top of the cake, and it kind of turned out to be the whipped cream on the plate that they smash in your face in those little games, like more so.
Yeah.
But I truly feel that, like, we thought, but what we didn't know is that all of the whipped cream in our face was exactly what we needed to step into an even better, more powerful 2026. So as you reflect, I would invite you to reflect in a way that is exactly what we just talked about. Don't reflect and be like, well, next year I'm going to do it better. It's not a competition. You don't have to do it better. You just have to look at it for what it was and be like, this or something better. This or something better. And watch what comes your way. The way that you look at your year is what is going to determine the energy going into the next year. Don't carry negativity into your next year. So instead of saying, wow, I failed at XYZ, say, man, what a graceful pivot I get to have into my 2026. I was a little clumsy and I learned a lot of really great lessons. The silver lining is that I don't have to work for that shitty company anymore. What a relief, because I never thought I'd ever leave. You know, I don't have those people in my life anymore, but I didn't realize the weight I was carrying until they were gone. Right? So this is what I'm inviting you to do, is to restructure your mindset around the things that have happened this year and go into your year of the horse with force. Am I again a poet and I didn't know it? I don't know.
Your feet sure show it, because they're Longfellows.
That one I did not get.
Yeah, well, there's a poet. I heard it in the 7th grade. My teacher, his name was Mr. Mitchell, and he said it. Apparently, there's a poet last name Longfellow, and so that's what, you're a poet and you didn't know it, but your feet sure show it because they're Longfellow.
I didn't know that was the next line, so that's on me.
Yeah, so there's that. But anyway,
that just makes me think of, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Yeah. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Let's just have a nursery rhyme segment sometime. Anyway, I want to just throw out there, you know, and this may be something that not many people agree with me on, but when you're going into the next year, like Thylene said, just think about 2025 and think about the pivot moments, think about the failing forwards, and just kind of speak what you want into existence. Go into it saying, you know, this is the year that I will make a lot of money. This is the year that I will quit my job. This is the year that I will, whatever it is you want to do. But one thing that I've learned in the past several years is to not make New Year's resolutions, because there is, I don't know if it's, if you want to call it science or whatever you want to call it, but I don't remember what the percentage is, but the majority of New Year's resolutions fail. And then you start feeling really shitty about yourself. Say I'm going to get up every morning at 5 a.m. and go to the gym starting January 1st. And I'm going to do it the whole year because I'm going to lose 120 pounds. And then you go for 7 days and then you can't go because you're sick or you're too tired or something. And you're like, well, there goes that. Nothing else is going to work, so why even try? So just shift your mindset and just keep moving forward every day. Do little things every day that's moving you closer to the life that you want.
What's the saying? Get 1% better every day. If you do 1% something different, let's not take better out of it. Fuck better. Just 1% different to give you a different perspective, or to give you a different idea, or a different moment. I think what pulls us down is the mundane. And I'm not saying that you can't or shouldn't, especially if you have young kids, have structure. Absolutely, have structure. But also, 1% of your day, do something different. Shift something. Like go outside and breathe in the fresh air. Put your feet in the dirt. Plant a tree. I'm just throwing things out there, but you get the idea. If you live somewhere where you can put your feet in the sand, fucking do it. Right? Go sit by the water and just listen for 15 minutes. Do something to, especially if you have structure, to change the senses, to change the mind, to pull it in a different direction. Because I feel like when we get comfortable in the mundane is when we kind of start, it's human nature. You stop seeing things, like you stop seeing the world around you in a very vibrant way, because you get so locked in. It's so easy to do. You've got to find something to switch it up, to get your mind ticking in a different way.
Isn't it funny how like all of our episodes tend to like tie together? Because this is exactly what we were talking about. We were talking about the live list.
Yeah.
You know, you get in the same routine day after day after day.
Yep.
So, do something different. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's all. I mean, there's a million other things that I can touch on and do. And I mean, I would love if you made it to the end, which
I would love it if you made it to the end too. If you are here with us, I mean, well,
I would love to. I mean, our research shows that not very many people make it this far, like any. But if you do make it this far, I would love if you have some story of growth or resilience that you put it in the comments, or you can go to our website and you can write us from there, or send us an email. We love to hear your stories and we love to share them. We love to learn from them. And that's how we give back to the collective, is by sharing our experiences, so that the ones that have not reached the level that we're at have something to bring them up. So if you have a story, we would love to hear it. If you've made it this far, I feel like I need to give you something free. I don't know.
Well, we not only do we want to hear your stories, but if you have any episode suggestions or a topic that you think we should talk about, or you just want to contact us, you can go to iamherthepodcast.com, and there's several different ways to contact us there. And you can email us if you go under either of our pictures and click on the little envelope. It will pull up your email program and you can email us. So yeah, we would love your feedback. We would love your comments, and we would love your input, because we are doing this not for us, but for you all, because we just want to share our experiences with you. Even if, you think, well, these two girls are crazy, I don't have anything in common. We are.
We are.
You know what?
You would be right.
We are human. We've been through the shit, and we just learned how to throw the fucking glitter on it. And we didn't get to where we are overnight. And it took a lot of healing and growth and transformation to get where we are. And we just want to share it all with you. And Thylene, I think we should write a book about self-helpery, only because I just love that term. Self-helpery.
We just name it self-helpery.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Let's write a book.
Okay.
How many of you all would buy our book?
Ooh, are we doing a poll? I love polls.
Yeah, that's our poll.
Okay, well, I do want to say that my products are Moonbeam Daydream that I have back here. I will have them available on my website and in my studio in my new house. So, super excited about that. I have all the information here. I will put her info in. But you can order through me, and I am going to do some live stuff on my socials about the products. And I mean, you can see the glow on my face. I'm just saying, when you guys are pushing 40, like I'm just kidding.
I'm pushing 50 in 2 years. What are you talking about?
I know. I'm just trying to pretend like I'm not.
This young and youthful glow, you know.
I'm just trying to pretend like I'm 32, but with the wisdom of my almost 40.
My Spotify Wrapped age. Can you guess what it said I was?
What?
31.
Hell yeah. Killing it.
I'll take it. Because it says the majority of my music was from the 2010s.
The majority of my music is probably when I listen to music, right? I listen to more like podcasts and like stuff now, but when I do listen to music, it's either I have a lot of stuff from like now, newer, and then I have a lot of stuff from like 2000 to 2005. Yeah, because those are like the good days.
Like, I know. I love listening to like the 80s and 90s too. You should check your Spotify. Do you listen to Spotify?
I don't have Spotify now.
Oh.
I listen to YouTube Red. So
you can't be like feeling good of a compliment if you got a younger Wrapped age. So. Sorry.
No, I saw your post and I didn't know what you were talking about. So.
Yeah.
I'm not part of that cool crew. Sorry. Not sorry.
Our podcast is on Spotify, you know.
I know. I listen to it on YouTube.
Okay.
I'm visual. I gotta watch it. I can't do the whole. That's not true because I do audiobooks. Like my smut books, I listen to on Audible.
Oh, our podcast is on Audible along with your smut books too.
Hell yeah.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. Isn't that a switch?
Yeah.
Smut. That's literally like my life. It's like smut and improve yourself. That's the dark and the light, baby. The yin and the yang.
You can learn from both, so it is what it is.
You can. I agree. Sometimes you just need to check out. I don't check out as much now as I did this last year, which is fine. That's what I needed in the season I was in. But when I say I went through series like in a week, I also was driving a lot. Like I was showing houses and driving a lot.
Anywho, well, thank you for sticking with us. If you're still here, like we said, we hope you're here right now at the end. And don't forget that you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Along with the smut on Audible.
Mm-hmm. The smut's great too.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, until next time, take what resonates and leave the rest. And just remember, somewhere a lion in a Hawaiian shirt is cheering you on. Bye, everybody.
Bye.